Okay, so now we're going to take a look at how we do hyperlinks. Now, in your exam you might be asked to make a navigation bar. Back in January, in the exam that we did then, the navigation bar was supposed to be at the top of the page, before the banner. Today, it might be different, so make sure you read the exam paper and find out how you are going to be linking your pages together. Okay, assuming that you're making a navigation bar, what you might choose to do is to make some buttons, and depending on how you feel most comfortable doing this, you might choose to do it in Fireworks, if that's what you've worked on and that's what you do, and that's absolutely fine. Or you might choose to do it in PowerPoint, and that's also absolutely fine. Okay, you can do either method. I've done some buttons here in both so that you can see how each works. So once you've made your buttons in whichever way you decide, and you've saved them into the same folder on your desktop that the assets are saved in and the evaluation thing is saved in, the folder on your desktop, you're then going to insert them into Dreamweaver. So I've inserted a little table here just for this example. Going to go to Insert, HTML and Rollover Image, because I want these buttons to be rollovers. I think it will make them look better. Obviously I've got the Browse option here, so I hit Browse. Hopefully that's going to take me straight to my Friday mock folder, because that's where that's where they're saved. So I've got Home F1, that's the one that I made in Fireworks, that's why it's called F. I've got Home F2, the two different versions, and in here I would click here so that I can link it to my other pages. But I don't have any other pages yet, so I'll just click OK. And there is button number 1. Now you can see instantly it's resized the table, but that's no problem. I can just drag that back across and drag this back across. As long as this is in design, everything will be fine. Now I'm going to put in the PowerPoint version. So same again, insert, just bear with the computer for a second, there we go, HTML and rollover image. So now we'll put in the PowerPoint version. So that's P1 and Home P2. Click OK. And look what happens, they're entirely different sizes. Now the problem you'll have when you make your buttons in PowerPoint is you might think they look fantastic size wise here, but when you put them onto your web page, what you're going to find is that the size is different to what you'd planned. That's okay. What matters on the day is that when you are inserting these buttons, if you've made them from PowerPoint, is that you just resize them to make them the same size. Okay, you want all of your buttons to be exactly the same size, that way you've got a nice sort of consistent house style, and it's easy to do. This one here that I made in Fireworks was 250 wide and 75 high. Okay, this one here that I made in PowerPoint, I didn't really know how big it would be until it came into Dreamweaver. But to change it, you've got two options. You can press shift and resize here like this and play around with it until you're happy, or alternatively, and perhaps if you want all of your buttons to be exactly the same more easily, if you click on the button, you'll notice in the code section here it highlights the code for that particular button, and where it says width and height you can just manually change these numbers here. Okay, so 250 and height 75, those are the numbers of the one that I made in Fireworks. I'm just using the same here. Press F5, it updates automatically, and now I've got two buttons that are the same size. This looks different because it's got curved corners, this one doesn't, that's why. If I switch over to live view just to test out the rollover functionality of those buttons, what we should find is that everything works beautifully, but for some reason live view just not working as it should do here. So if I just switch back to design for a second, what I'll do instead is I'll just save this page and we'll just check it out in Dreamweaver instead. So we're just going to call this linking example. It may very well be that it just didn't work because I hadn't saved it yet in the same folder. There we go, that's exactly what it was. So now when I roll over, that functionality is there, and if I had linked it to the pages to another page, if I preview this in Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer, I'd be able to see that those links work. So that's it, that's how you do buttons. But you might be asked in your exam to do a text link. Okay, for example, click here to access our special offer. Okay, I've just typed some random text there, and what I'm going to do for this example is I'm just going to highlight it. Now if I want to link this, there's two ways. I can go to make link here, or alternatively if I go to window and properties, This property bar also on the HTML section has the option to link just by clicking on the folder just there. And I'm going to link this up to that Word file just for this quick example. Okay. Now, once you insert a link, it automatically turns it blue and underlines it. That's what a text link looks like. You could be asked in your exam to change the colour of that link. How do you do that? Well, you go to Page Properties. And from Page Properties, where it says links, you can actually determine the colour of a link before it's clicked on. So let's see if we can make it a nice shade of purple. Now, to make sure that the link stays the same, I'm going to highlight that colour code just there and copy it. And then, to save me the trouble of trying to find the exact same shade again, I can just paste it in there. I'm just pressing Ctrl and V, click Apply, and what should happen is that the link turns purple. Okay. On a web page, links automatically start off blue, but once they've been clicked on, they change to another colour. What I've done there by going to Properties and Links is make it so that before it's clicked it's purple, when you roll over it's purple, after you've visited it it's purple, and if it's active it's purple. If you wanted this to be a rollover, I could choose a different colour here. So maybe we'll make it roll over to green. Click Apply. And now from live mode, when I roll over that one, you can see that it turns green. Now, I've chosen some crazy colours there. Remember in your exam today, it's really important that you're choosing a consistent colour scheme and that your text can be seen at all times. So don't choose, if you've got a black background on your page, there's no use having a black hyperlink, and neither is there any use having a dark blue hyperlink. It needs to be something that's bright and easy to see and contrast nicely with the background. But that's how you do links. That's how you do a navigation system, that's how you link things up. You've got multiple options using PowerPoint or Fireworks or text. All that matters is that when you're making your links, they are consistent, they are the same, and please don't go and make a range of crazily different coloured buttons on your navigation bar because you think it looks nice. It doesn't. It won't get you the marks. Simple, consistent, straightforward links are the way to go. Okay, and that is the end of this particular clip. As soon as I can find a way to stop the recording.